You are Locked On Red Sox POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports Boston. On the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Well, just a brutal loss. Absolutely brutal. Just an absolutely brutal loss for the Red Sox Sunday in their finale against the White Sox at Fenway Park. Just brutal. You can't sweep the White Sox. Chicago, 5 runs, top of the 9th inning against Zack Kelly. Shame on you, Zack Kelly. And win the finale 7-2. With that, we welcome you to our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. I'm Steve Lennox, baseball play-by-play announcer and show host. Spent time in the minors calling games in Batavia, New York, Wilmington, Delaware, Staten Island, New York, Aberdeen, Maryland. 6 college baseball regionals for the ESPN networks. Covered the inaugural World Baseball Classic in Tokyo, Japan, and Scottsdale, Arizona, USA baseball events in Cary, North Carolina, Houston, Texas, and Minneapolis, Minnesota. We are providing reaction every Red Sox game on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, as well as the Locked On Red Sox podcast feed, which you know is free and available wherever you get your podcast. On our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast, we're going to tell you that the Patriots won their season opener on the road against the Bengals in Cincinnati. I'm going to bite my tongue a few times. And I'd love to hear from you if you're with us live on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel for a little Red Sox conversation. Did I mention that Sunday's loss at home against the White Sox was brutal? I did mention that in the open, right? We do want to hear from you. Our everydayers, our first-timers. If you're with us, and again, watching live on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, great. Hit the comment button, join the Sox conversation. You can also hit me up on the X, at Lennox on Baseball, with questions, comments, or concerns, and the concerns are alarming at this point in time. Our latest episode of the Locked On Red Sox postcast brought to you by FanDuel. Now through September 22nd, all FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Glass half full, there's 19 games left in the regular season. 19 games left in the regular season. You've got Richard Fitz making his big league debut. And we'll get into Richard Fitz in segment number 2. He pitched well. He pitched 5 scoreless innings until Tristan Casas decided to play Ole on a ground ball hit pretty much just to his left. And that started the Sox going, and that got the Sox going in the 6th inning against Fitz. They went in front 2-1. Red Sox got a run at the bottom of the 6th inning, tied the game at 2-2. Red Sox offense from the 7th inning on, nothing. They went down like soft bleep in rain. That's a baseball phrase from Billy Gardner Jr., one-time manager in the Royals organization. Actually managed, I believe, in the Red Sox organization as well. Zack Kelly gives up 5 runs in the top of the 9th inning. And sooner or later it was going to happen. But you didn't want it happening Friday, Saturday, or Sunday at Fenway Park. The White Sox got 5 runs in the top half of the 9th inning, and they win the game 7-2. Their first victory with Chris Flexen making a start since May. And my first reference, Nesson reference, comes very early on in our Locked On Red Sox postcast. Dave O'Brien wrapping up on Nesson saying it was a blah day. And I love Dave, and I agree with him. But how in the world can this Red Sox team have a blah day in September when you're entering the day 4 games behind a wild card spot? Everyone's scoreboard watching. Dave O'Brien was giving updates. Lou Merloni was cringing in the Nesson booth like, yeah, win this game. Royals beat the Twins where the Red Sox are 3 games back. But he was cringing knowing it should be a lot closer than that. It really should be. The Twins don't seem to want to take over and have that 3rd wild card here in 2024. The Red Sox certainly don't seem like they want it as well. A blah day. A blah day. That's how Dave O'Brien summed it up at the end of the broadcast when he signed off and sent it to the studio for the postgame. Red Sox with a blah day. How in the world do you have a blah day in September when you're in contention? Looked at the standings around baseball on Sunday. And it was a point I was going to make during this Locked On Red Sox postcast. I would rather face the Orioles and the Yankees during the upcoming week because they know they're in. Yes, the division title, they're trying to make it mean something. But they're starting, they're looking at, 3 weeks out, putting their pitchers where they want to be, giving some guys days off and stuff like that. Yes, they're battling for the division. But none of the other divisions in baseball we're within 4 or 5 games. The wild cards, that's where we're looking at. The positioning, who's going to play who in that opening round. And a blah day. And I'm going to get into Tristan Casas. That's the part of the are you kidding me? And I'm going to put that into Richard Fitz as well. And Alex Cora. Hey, again, if you're with us on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, you can join the conversation. DJ Porter. Yeah, DJ. Ugh. A lot of bad days in the last 20 games. DJ, you're, 100%. Absolutely right on. We've said, is this rock bottom? Multiple times in the last couple of weeks. And then all of a sudden, they keep you back in there. We had the Godfather 3, just when we thought we were all going to leave. And I'm here through the end. But this is really the first day where it's like, are you kidding me? You're up 1-0. You're down 2-1. You tied on a home run. And then you can't score a go-ahead run against that bullpen. The White Sox now have 33 wins on the season. The Red Sox go 4-3 against the White Sox this year. 3 of the White Sox 33 wins against the Red Sox. Remember, first half of the season, a Sunday in Chicago, the Red Sox needed a victory. And at that point in time, we were talking about this White Sox team being one of the absolute worst in the history of Major League Baseball. It's that way in September, too. They can have the blah days. The Red Sox certainly shouldn't have a blah day. Absolutely not. And Zack Kelly giving up 5 runs in the 9th inning, wear it. I wouldn't have taken him out. You created this mess. They just singled you to death. Single, 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 single. On a day where your starting pitcher was told on Saturday that he's making his big league debut. How about the Fitz family? They find out on Saturday their son is going to the big leagues, and oh, by the way, he's going to debut on Sunday. They were there in strong numbers. We'll talk about Richard Fitz in segment number 2. I've been told by very smart people, especially over the last couple of months, hey, sometimes you just have to take some deep breaths and count to 10. Well, I'd lose whatever audience I have on the Locked On Red Sox postcast feed. I'd lose whatever audience that I would have on the Locked On Red Sox podcast as well, available wherever you get your podcasts. But a 2-2 ball game. Abreu hits the home run in the 6th to tie it up. 7th inning. Boy, my computer and my phone just do not like ESPN.com these days. The Red Sox don't score in the final 3 innings. Trying to look it up here. Trying to get to Kelly's 9th inning. And I'm trying to breathe. I'm trying to count to 10 in my head. There's no explosion here. I'm not invested the way a typical fan is. And I am a fan first. But the Red Sox, bottom of the 7th inning, Yoshida, lazy fly ball. Wong doubled. Casas struck out. I'm going to get into Tristan Casas. And that's why I'm trying to count to 10 right now. There are a couple of guys I want to light up right now. Story grounded out to first, 7th inning over. Red Sox in the 8th inning against the bullpen. Valdez pop out to second. Duran ground out. Devers ground out. 9th inning, Yoshida almost hit one out. A double with 2 outs. Wong struck out swinging. O'Neill had struck out before the Yoshida double, and that was it. But Zack Kelly, on for the 9th inning in a 2-2 game. Vaughn, a single. And at that point in time, I'm like, yeah, they're taking the lead in this inning. Kelly got a strikeout. Sosa, single. Pinch runner Ramos to second. Sheets walked after Fletcher doubled. Dominic Fletcher hitting just above 200 on the season with a double that put runners at second and third. Sheets a walk to load the bases. Amaya, single into right field. Kelly doesn't bother to back up home the right way. DeLoach single. Fletcher scored. Sheets scored on an error by the right fielder. That was it for Kelly. I would have left him out there. Luis Guerrero, MLB debut. Robert sac fly, that run charged to Kelly. That was out number 2. Then Benintendi flies out to center, inning over. But brutal. 7-2 going to the bottom of the 9th inning. And the Red Sox at the plate in the bottom, in the final 3 innings again, going down like soft bleeping rain. You just can't lose the game. And that's what we're talking about right now on our latest Locked On Red Sox postcast. A 7-2 loss. Dave O'Brien, Lou Merloni said, hey, the Royals were leading the Twins. I said it Friday after the Royals won the series opener. You root for the Royals for the rest of the weekend. The Royals helped the Red Sox out tremendously. The Red Sox did not help themselves out on Sunday at all. So with the loss, it's the 3rd time since the All-Star break where the Red Sox failed to complete a series sweep. They didn't complete a series sweep on the road in Kansas City against the Royals a few weeks ago. They did not complete a series sweep at home against the Texas Rangers. And they've now lost the series finale in 5 straight series and 8 of their last 9. That tells you something about a club. It really does. Brutal loss. 19 to go, 3 weeks left in the regular season. There's not much more to say about that. You want to vent? Join us. Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. Hit the comment button. DJ joined us. Each loss now is more brutal than the one before. This one cuts deep. This wasn't a surface scratch. This one cut deep. It really did. So are you kidding me, Zack Kelly, with giving up 5 runs in the 9th inning against the Chicago White Sox? I've got another Are You Kidding Me? And we've got the at-bat of the day coming up in segment number 2. While I read the live read that we've got coming up here from FanDuel, I'm just going to take a deep breath for a moment. Bear with me. Locked On Red Sox postcast brought to you by FanDuel. You've heard us talk a lot about FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Well, we have a little something different for you now from FanDuel. This is through September 22nd. All FanDuel customers can bet $5 and get a 3-week free trial of NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Then, with a YouTube TV base plan, you'll be able to watch every regular season Sunday afternoon game, out of market game. All you need is a Google account and a current form of payment, and you can cancel anytime. And if that's not enough, FanDuel right now has something special for our listeners this weekend. It is wrapping up. Be sure to check out FanDuel's Profit Boost in the app. Use it for FanDuel's Double Your Winnings for all Sunday. That's today, September 8th. Pre-game moneyline bets. Profit Boost will be live starting Friday. That was live on Friday. And you can view your account page now to learn more about the Profit Boost. Join and visit FanDuel.com. Download America's #1 sportsbook. You might have had the Patriots losing their series season opener against the Bengals on Sunday. You might have had the Red Sox completing the series sweep with FanDuel. If you did, you didn't make out too well. 19 to go. The Twins do lose to the Royals. Sorry about that. Left you for a moment. I was not counting out loud to myself. Just hit the wrong button. 6 more series remain for the Red Sox. 1 more series against the Twins outside of the AL East. You've got the Twins at home. You've got to be within 3 games. You had an opportunity. If the Twins lose to the Royals Sunday, you'd be within 3 games of that. Striking distance. Regular season wraps up 3 weeks from today. Game 162 at Fenway against the Rays. That's the final series of the regular season. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the regular season finale 3 weeks from today against the Tampa Bay Rays. Let's get back into Are You Kidding Me? Because I did an Are You Kidding Me with Zack Kelly, giving up 5 runs against the White Sox in the 9th inning Sunday in a 7-2 loss. Entered the game 2-2 down when he left the game, giving up 4. I would have let him finish it out. If he gave up a couple of more hits, so what? Wear it. Richard Fitz Going to get into him in just a moment here. But my second "are you kidding me" is Triston Casas. You want to have, you're in a slump right now. Triston Casas 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Okay. But in the 6th inning, Triston Casas makes an error, and he's having difficulty with balls hit to his left where he's trying to make a backhanded play. It's not working for him. I don't know if it's Trevor Story. I don't know if it's Alex Cora. But that's an inexcusable play. It really is. You've got a right-handed first baseman. He's trying to make a back. He didn't move his feet. And I'm more flabbergasted and upset with this right now because it's not the first time. This has happened multiple times with Triston Casas, where he just tries to reach across, make the backhanded play, and go to first. He didn't even get leather on the ball. Now, that inning, 2 runs charged to Fitz, both unearned runs against Richard Fitz in his major league debut. And here's another "are you kidding me?" Okay? Jemai Webster on Nesson talking with the Fitz family. Webster letting the family know, well, from what we know, Fitz is scheduled to go 5 innings. That's the schedule. That's the plan before the first pitch was thrown on Sunday. So let's go one more time back to last Sunday in Detroit. And Cooper Criswell throwing 4 perfect innings, retiring all 12 batters that he faced. And he was taken out for Rich Hill, who this week has been designated for assignment, maybe for a final time in his pro ball career, in his big league career. So in 1 week, in game, and we know last week it was, okay, well, that was our plan. We stuck to our plan. No. A good manager, and Alex Cora is a good manager. Last week, well, our plan was to go to Rich Hill in the 5th inning. Well, your plan can change during the game because it did on Sunday. Richard Fitz, major league debut. And I said it on Saturday. And at the point on Saturday with our Locked On Red Sox postcast, I wasn't sure what was going to happen. But I said, if Fitz or Priester comes up and starts on Sunday, it came down within the hour of us going off and saying goodbye and signing off, that it was going to be Richard Fitz making his big league debut. He found out on Saturday, AAA Wooster up in Rochester, New York. You couldn't have made that move early Saturday. Maybe they did. Maybe they told him by noon. But you could have actually told him, gotten him coming back home. He drove from Rochester, New York. I went to school up near Rochester, New York. I know what kind of drive that is. It's a legit 6 hours. And the fall foliage isn't there yet, but it's coming. That would have been a nice drive. But you couldn't have told him on Friday. The Washington Nationals twice this year have announced Thursday or Friday, hey, on Monday, the upcoming Monday, we're promoting James Woods, one of the top prospects in all of minor league baseball, to the big league club. That's going to happen on Monday. They did it again. Hey, Dylan Cruz is coming up to the big league level. That's going to happen on Monday. They didn't need to be secretive about this one. They could have let Richard Fitz know on Friday. And again, I said it in segment 1. Richard Fitz pitched well. He went 5 innings. Then you gave him the 6th inning. And if Casas makes that play, who knows how the inning unfolds? That's second guessing at its best. But if you get the leadoff man there, there's 1 out, base is empty. He's got to get 2 more outs. He could have been through 6 innings. Instead, 5 2/3, 2 runs, both unearned. Ends up with a no decision. Team ends up with a loss on what Dave O'Brien again called a blah day. I am in no way, Dave, perfect with going off on Nesson on Sunday. It was a blah day for the Red Sox. He nailed it. So that's not on Dave O'Brien of, oh, Dave O'Brien said this. No, Dave O'Brien said that and he nailed it. Perfect depiction. A blah day for the Red Sox. How can the Red Sox have a blah day at this point in the season? Inexcusable. How does Triston Casas allow a ball to get by him? How a week later, Alex Cora again, you're not, I would roll my eyes if I were in that media scrum saying, well, that was our plan. Well, plans changed during the game. Plans changed a week later. And what do you tell Cooper Criswell, by the way, from last Sunday? I'm going back to last Sunday. Hey, we don't trust you past the 5th inning. We don't trust you. Fitz got 2 ground ball double plays, Started one of them, one all on his own, 1-6-3 to end an inning, and he got another one to end an inning. There's a lot to like about Richard Fitts. He's deserving of starting again. Now you look ahead. His next start's going to be at Yankee Stadium. His first on the road in the big leagues is going to be at Yankee Stadium. Who knows what this 3-game series is going to be against the Orioles? Who knows? Remember, the Orioles swept the Red Sox in a series. They came home from that great road trip to start the season. Trevor Story at that point in time is done for the year. And they lost their first series at Fenway this season and got swept by the Orioles. So the Orioles are in for the next 3 games. But who knows where the Red Sox are going to be the next time Richard Fitts makes the start. If anything, if he doesn't start again this season for the Red Sox, and I think he should, go with a 6-man rotation the rest of the way. You still have 2 more off days. But you know what? Don't send him back down to AAA at this point. Leave him in the big leagues. Pitch him out of the bullpen. Tell Zack Kelly, sorry, you gave up 5 runs on a Sunday against the White Sox in the 9th inning in a 2-2 ball game. You're going down. But are you kidding me? 3 times. Zack Kelly, 5 runs in the 9th inning. Tristan Casas with what is another brutal error at first base. And Alex Cora changing the game plan in game because his starting pitcher has gone 5 scoreless in his big league debut. You couldn't do that last Sunday and change the game plan against the Tigers? And say, Coop, I call him Coop, Cooper Criswell, hey, keep going. Don't even talk to him. Going out there again. And they probably didn't tell him you only have 4. At bat of the day, Dominic Fletcher against Kelly in the 9th inning. RBI double made it 3-2. White Sox went from there. As soon as he did it, I said, you know what? I don't need any more. And really, at that point, when Fletcher had the RBI double, a guy hitting just above 200, and Lou Merlone said it multiple times throughout the weekend, Fletcher's a great defensive outfielder. But he doesn't hit a whole heck of a lot. Well, he got the big hit and our at-bat of the day in the 9th inning when he broke the 2-2 tie against Zack Kelly. Numbers of the day, look ahead. That's next. Steve Lennox with you, Locked On Red Sox Postcast. Subscribe to our Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. Hey, guess what? Patriots won. Locked On Patriots Postcast now up and running, making its regular season debut. And we're going to look ahead for the Red Sox. Locked On Red Sox Postcast, Locked On Sports Boston, your team every day, presented by eBay Motors. Passion, drive, patience, the formula for winning championships. Also, what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust lids, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not your cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it is simple. It is easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge savings. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions to apply. eBay Guaranteed Fit only available to U.S. customers. Numbers of the day here in just a moment. Steve Lennox with you, Locked On Red Sox Postcast, part of the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. Your team, your Boston teams, your Red Sox every day. Richard Fitts added to the 40-man roster Sunday. Bobby Dahlbeck designated for assignment. Luis Guerrero and Fitts both making their MLB debuts on Sunday, both 24. Guerrero is now the 10th player. Fitts, the 9th. Guerrero, the 10th player to make their big league debuts this season for the Red Sox, coming through the Sox minor league system. Fitts was the youngest until Guerrero appeared and debuted in the 9th inning in relief of Zack Kelly, who took the loss and gave up 5 runs in that 5-run brutal 9th inning. Guerrero, we told you his story. He, again, is the 10th player to make his MLB debut with the Red Sox this season and becomes the youngest after Richard Fitz. Fitz, again, added to the 40-man roster Sunday. Friends, family in attendance. Great to see them enjoy that success. A tough loss, but Richard Fitz should go to dinner tonight with his family in Boston and enjoy themselves. Bobby Dahlbeck, DFA'd on Sunday, 29 years old. Fourth-round pick by the Red Sox back in 2016 out of Arizona, debuted in August of 2020. 2021, 25 home runs, 78 RBIs, and you thought this guy is going to stick around. But he also struck out 156 times in 133 games in 2021 as well. This season, 37 games at the big league level. They tried again. They gave him the opportunity early on in the season. Couple of doubles, a home run, 43 strikeouts, and 93 plate appearances. Never cut down on the strikeouts. Dahlbeck, I hope he gets he's going to get an opportunity with another club. They may just stick him at AAA. He may find, you know what, I end up signing and just finishing the season out with AAA Worcester here in the next couple of weeks. He would not be postseason eligible for any team. But, again, we've seen teams catch lightning in a bottle this year, picking up relievers, even a guy like Bobby Dahlbeck. I wish him the best, and I wish it worked out better. But the strikeouts, I saw a game at AAA Worcester this year, and I saw him in the lineup and just a big swing. I think he struck out 2 times in that game against the Orioles AAA affiliate, the Norfolk Tides, and just maybe a AAA guy over the course of his career. But I was, knowing Fitz was coming up, there was someone that was going to have to be DFA'd, and it was Dahlbeck. And he sat AAA in 2023, got opportunity early on this year, and the Red Sox just, he wasn't going to get that opportunity. How many guys got up to the big leagues with the Red Sox as position players this year? And how many times this year have we said the Red Sox need a right-handed bat? That could have been Bobby Dahlbeck. I hope he does well. And I don't often say this. Red Sox Major League Baseball organizations, I'm not sticking to just the Red Sox here. A lot of organizations, and I saw it during my time in minor league baseball, organizations will not let guys go. And Bobby Dahlbeck doesn't fit into that category at the beginning of my statement here, but he fits at the back end. Big league clubs over the years, it still happens to this day, are afraid to let guys go in the minor leagues for fear that those guys are going to come back and bite them in the future. Dahlbeck, to finish this statement, could be one of those guys down the road where he just comes back and somehow, some way beats the Red Sox. Numbers of the day. Man, I had a lot of good ones. I really did, if the Red Sox won the game. Abreu, the home run, 11th solo home run, 15th overall in the season, had gone 18 games without a home run, and 53 at-bats between home runs number 14 and 15. I actually had it written down. It would have been the 5th walk-off win of the season for the Red Sox. That didn't happen. So, numbers of the day. Let me see. Oh, okay. White Sox had lost the previous 20 starts made by Chris Flexen. He pitched well on Sunday. He really did. His last victory, May 8th, against the Tampa Bay Rays. We're going to go into What's on Tap. We're going to wrap up here shortly. Again, if you want to join us with comments on the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, we've got another one. Scooters, Shooting Smoke joins us. He's got his streak still alive. Yeah. That's the second time I've done that. I apologize. Hit the wrong button. Shooting Smoke, I'm not I gave that to my wife earlier today. She chuckled. Family show. Has to do with Richard Fitz. You can go from there. Again, Fitz pitched well. What's next? What's on tap? 3 weeks left in the regular season for the Red Sox. 16 of the final 19 against AL East clubs. And you're playing the Orioles and the Yankees over the next week, and it's not going to be easy. You've got the Rays in there. You've got the Blue Jays in there. There are actually 2 series, one in St. Pete, Florida against the Rays, one to wrap up the regular season, which will wrap up 3 weeks from today on Sunday, Sunday, September 29th. Red Sox and Orioles open up a 3-game series Monday night at Fenway. Sox 3-7 this year against the Orioles. Brian Bayo was pushed back to Monday. And we find out that the Red Sox also wanted to push back. With Bayo being pushed back, it pushed back Tanner Houck as well to the Yankee series, not really responding the way they'd hope after his last outing. So, again, he's sort of at the end of the season. If you fall 5 or 6 behind in the next 10 days, you may see Devers be shut down. You may see Tanner Houck shut down as well. Cade Povich, Brian Bayo, the pitching matchup Monday. Albert Suarez, who pitched well last time out against the Orioles. He goes in the second game of the series against Cutter Crawford Tuesday. And then it's Nick Pivetta and Dean Kramer in the finale against the Orioles on Wednesday as well. Shooting smoke. Shooting Smoke just talking about Tristan Casas. Says he hasn't really been impressed by Casas. Impressed that he was able to come back. Again, there's some things with Tristan Casas that just you look at with a little crooked eye. I don't know. I'm not going to go into that now too much. I've said a lot about Tristan Casas in the past. There, Shooting Smoke. I don't know. I'll share this. Okay, you want to call Casas quirky, different, whatever you want to call him. He beats to his own drum. In minor league baseball, I had Zack Kelly at 18, 19 years old in the Royal system when I was a broadcaster for one of their minor league affiliates in the Carolina League. Casas sort of reminds me of Greinke to a certain degree. He's going to do what he wants to do. Again, marches to the beat of his own drum, right? So I texted somebody today, say, hey, does Casas have value during the offseason? Wrote back, why? Well, these things might affect a team negatively. The media may turn on him. If he's doing all these things that are quirky or whatever, that are outside the box, that might drive some people crazy, shirtless in the outfield doing his stretches and things like that with some sort of face covering. I don't know what you call that face covering. So he responded quirky. Hey, if you enjoy the quirky when they're winning, you have to enjoy it when they're losing. Yes and no. That's with Casas right now. But that error today, that can't happen again. I don't know who talks to him. Remember Dom Smith early on in his tenure with the Red Sox? I basically came on saying, there was a brutal error that he had. I think it was against the Philly series, the first series that we had with the Locked On Red Sox postcast. And he got a talking to on the error that he committed. It didn't open up the floodgates, but allowed the White Sox to score 2 runs and actually take the lead in that inning in the 6th. Then they scored 5 runs in the 9th. Shooting Smoke could not care less, or he could care less about the quirks if he produces. Right, 100%. But those quirks, those little things that he does when you're not winning, those come to the forefront. It's just human nature, whether it's the media, whether it's the fan base, whether it's his teammates. People are going to look at it a little bit differently. They are. And I agree. Hey, he does what he does. It's good. It's good conversation. It's all those things. But just overall, fine when they're winning. And like my buddy said today, and he's familiar with the Red Sox organization more than I am. If you're going to accept the quirkiness when they're winning, then you have to accept it when they're losing. That's what they're doing right now. And this is a tough stretch. But that error had nothing to do with quirkiness in that 6th inning. That was just a bad error that cannot happen. I don't care if it's a guy making his big league debut. I don't care if it's Tanner Houck. I don't care if it's Justin Verlander. I don't care if it's Roger Clemens. But those 2 guys, Verlander and Clemens, they would certainly be the ones to talk to Tristan Casas about that. Basically saying, hey, no bueno, no good. Right? Think Jake Taylor, Major League. Going to Roger Dorn's house and talking to him after he tanked a ground ball. Jake Taylor said something. He certainly did. All right, so we went through what's on deck. And as always, as we wrap up here, we want to thank you for checking in with us on the Locked On Red Sox postcast, part of the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel. And again, the podcast is up and available soon enough as well. Tip of the cap to our sponsors, FanDuel and eBay Motors. Again, we'll be on live within minutes of the last out of Monday's series opener, Orioles and Red Sox at Fenway Park. Brian Bayo will get the ball and make the start. We do thank you for making the Locked On Red Sox postcast your first listen every day. part of the Locked On Sports Boston YouTube channel, and again, available wherever you get your podcast as well. Again, Monday night, we'll be on live within minutes of the last out of the O's and Sox series opener at Fenway Park. Locked On Sports Boston, number one place to hang out immediately after every game. Locked On Sports Boston, your team every day. Patriots win on Sunday on the road against the Bengals, and the Red Sox with an absolutely brutal loss at home against maybe the worst team in the history of professional baseball, the Chicago White Sox.